1st. Sponsored by Natax Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We actually have a 5 o'clock sunset here. It has been quite some time since we've had that. There it is, a little sliver of the sun right on the horizon on the Roofing Doug Inett Adams Memorial's camera. Take this in because it will be the last that we see something as nice as that. Things get active as we head into the weekend and clouds begin to move in. Tonight, though, those clear skies making for that beautiful sunset. A little breezy, those winds out of the northwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and it was much colder today. 24, but with the wind, it feels like 14. Another cold night is in store. Look at the single digits in northern Illinois. It feels like 0 right now in Davenport. No precipitation this evening. But that is not the case by Sunday and Monday. A wintry mess in the forecast. Details coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Staff at one school district are dealing with unemployment fraud. How many have had fake claims filed on their behalf? Plus, hundreds of people lined up to get a COVID vaccine in one county, the lengths to which some went to be the first in line.
And also tonight, it is the day high school athletes have been waiting for, where they just got the green light to play and compete.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
We had, employees that were still employed and we were getting claims for.
Dozens of Monticello school employees have had fraudulent unemployment claims filed on their behalf. And tonight, the superintendent says they've taken steps to protect their workers. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. It was first brought to the district's attention last year. About 65 of the people who work for them have been impacted. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live in our newsroom. Jamie, so we've heard about this happening with U of I employees now here. How does this happen?
Jennifer, the superintendent says he's still not completely sure, but he says unemployment fraud has been happening to people, like you said, all over the state, and he's hoping others will be more aware. He says about 6 months ago, his bookkeeper told him there were some unemployment claims made by current employees. So they called them, and those employees told them they did not file. The superintendent says he was also one of the people impacted.
You get the letter from the unemployment office, and it has a debit card in it because that's how they're going to, give you your benefits. Fortunately, I knew about it, and we had let our employees know that, be on the watch for this.
They alerted their employees, and the district has contacted the unemployment office. They're encouraging others who have experienced this to do the same. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
And Jamie, I know 3 people personally who this has happened to. 2 in Illinois, 1 in Texas. So it really is all across the country happening. Hopefully now people are more aware of it and take watch. Thank you so much. Now, if you get mail from someone about unemployment benefits that you did not apply for, you should call and report it to the Illinois Department of Employment Security. Let your police station and the Illinois Attorney General's office know, and report mail fraud to the U.S. Postal Service.
Now for the latest about a former youth minister accused of sexual misconduct. Zachary Crowley pleaded not guilty this morning to grooming charges. Taylorville police say several parents came forward regarding their kids during this investigation. Crowley used to be a student minister at Taylorville Christian Church and an assistant football coach at Taylorville High School. Some members of the armed forces are having costs covered for their service. The Biden administration signed an executive order to completely reimburse the state for deployment of the National Guard during the pandemic. Senator Tammy Duckworth says she asked then President-elect Biden in late December to take action. She is happy they're being recognized for their service.
We have an update on a deadly crash near Dewey last night. We now know the victim's name. It happened on 3000 North near 1100 East. 26-year-old Samuel Johnson of Gibson City crossed the center line and hit another car head-on. He died at the scene. People in the other car were taken to the hospital. That crash is still under investigation. Also tonight, police are investigating a rollover crash on the interstate. It happened yesterday on I-74 near St. Joseph. Police say a car was going about 50 miles an hour in the right lane when a semi going 70 rear-ended the car. The crash caused the first car to roll over on the driver's side and hit the median. Both drivers were taken to the hospital.
A vaccine clinic in Macon County had to close within an hour of opening today. They only had 500 doses to give, and more people than that were lined up by the time it started. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us in studio. So, Courtney, people started lining up early, I understand, and it was cold this morning.
It was very cold this morning and all last night. They started lining up as early as 3:30 yesterday afternoon. They camped out in their cars overnight. Today's clinic was for anyone in phase 1A or 1B. It was at Progress City in Decatur, which has a lot of space for cars to drive through. That limit of 500 is just based on shipments decided by the state for Macon County to get. Health Department leaders say they chose this drive-through format because a lot of people are more comfortable with it versus going inside. They say another benefit of it is speed.
The nice thing about a drive-through format is it's mass vaccination, right? So you can get a lot of people through in a very quick amount of time. So in the office, we may be able to get, let's say, about 60 people through in a day. Out here, we're going to be able to get 500 people.
Everyone who got a vaccine today will need a second dose, of course. The Macon County Health Department is working on timing for that. They say they'll be contacting everyone who came today to let them know when that next clinic is scheduled. That next clinic will likely be through drive-through format as well, but they're still working out details. There will also be more clinics coming up that won't be drive-through format. Health officials say they want everyone to come whenever they're most comfortable. Coming up at 6, I'll explain why also they opted for first come, first serve versus sign up format. Paul?
Yeah, that drive-through option is definitely efficient.
It really is, getting them through very quickly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, Courtney, thanks. Now, it takes a lot of people working together to make those vaccine clinics possible. That's why health departments in the area are looking for volunteers. Both Macon and Piatt County health departments say they're in need. There are a few ways for people to help. They need nurses and people to do some clerical work. Anyone who volunteers for Piatt County also gets a vaccine. We have more information about how to sign up on our website.
Danville's Downtown Fisher Theater will be the site of a weekly vaccination clinic starting next month. The Vermilion County Health Department says up to 600 people can be vaccinated there a day. The clinics will start February 11th. The department was supposed to launch its online appointment book today, but says it's been delayed because of a state computer system update. For a list of other clinics taking appointments in Central Illinois, just go to our website, WCIA.com. And now here's a quick look at the latest COVID numbers statewide. The state reporting more than 7,000 new cases. 95 more people have died. That includes 11 from Central Illinois. Some good news. The positivity rate continues to drop. It is now at 6.2%. And it is a great day for sports fans as youth and high school sports have been given the green light in Central Illinois.
Yeah, the governor and director of IDPH announced the move this afternoon, paving the way for a return to play. Sports director Brett Behrens is here, and this obviously was highly anticipated, but many didn't know it was going to happen today.
Many thought it wouldn't come at all, and here we are today. All sports are given the green light, like you mentioned, and ready to play. It caught me off guard. Governor Pritzker has been saying for months it would take widespread distribution of a vaccine or herd immunity to see high-risk sports like football and basketball return to competition. Now he switches his course and is going to allow regions in Phase 4 across the state to play all sports. Today, that means regions 3, 5, and 6 are good to go. That's nearly our entire WCIA 3 viewing area, spanning from Watseka to Effingham, Danville to Jacksonville. Schedules and an exact timeline for games are expected to be released after Wednesday's IHSA board meeting. But for now, area coaches and athletes just excited to find out they can finally suit up.
All hope was kind of lost like a month ago. I didn't really have much hope that we were going to play anything at all, so it's pretty exciting.
I was surprised to hear it. My principal, Charlie Brown, sent me a text sometime around lunch and just said sports are on. And I thought, I was excited, especially for the kids. And I hope they play long enough that the kids can enjoy it and have an impact on their life.
Higher risk sports like football and basketball have more restrictions and will not be able to have state tournaments. They do have to wear a mask while they're playing and practicing. Spectator limits at 50 as well. We'll have more of these details coming up tonight at 6. But this is a major step forward, especially for the athletes. They don't get another chance. It's not like college where they can come back for another year. You got to feel good for them today about moving forward. But this is all in Phase 4 too. If we move out of Phase 4, sports are then put back on pause.
Okay, a lot to work through.
Yeah, but it's
before something, right? Before something happens, but it is good.
Yes.
Yeah, some hope tonight. Well, it's been through a pandemic, bankruptcy, and a new owner. How the Savoy 16 looks different on its reopening day.
Plus this.
We just really wanted to show all of our support.
Coffee Shop is helping victims of domestic violence. How you can support their cause with your next cup of joe.